We are entering week 12. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow. So let's do a quick 3 round mock, very quick because it's 3 rounds. Everyone knows the Jets are still taking Trevor Lawrence. So, number one, Trevor Lawrence. Number two, Jacksonville Jaguars. They are going to take Justin Fields. 3, the Bengals. They are taking Penei Sewell. Dallas at 4. I don't think they're going to finish picking 4, but right now they are. So, Micah Parsons. A lot of people are, pretty much everyone is saying they're going to take Patrick Surtain. If they're picking 4 overall, if you want to defend against the pass, then put the quarterback on his back. That is Micah Parsons. 5 overall, Washington. They get their new quarterback. I still think it's going to be Trey Lance because I think that's the type of quarterback they want, that athleticism. And Zach Wilson, I worry that he's kind of a one-hit wonder, playing in a weak division, high completion percentage. That reminds me of Mitchell Trubisky. So Trey Lance to Washington. 6 overall, the Chargers. Best player available is Gregory Rousseau, defensive end, Miami. Pair him up with Joey Bosa, and that is dangerous. 7, my New York Giants. They will take Caleb Farley to play opposite James Bradbury. Caleb Farley is ridiculously athletic, also in danger of sort of being a one-hit wonder at Virginia Tech. Converted wide receiver to cornerback. Had an amazing season last year, opted out this year. It's a bit of a risk, but his athleticism is through the roof. So, Caleb Farley. 8, Atlanta. I could see them taking Patrick Surtain to help with their defense. Very tough division. Surtain is proving himself this year. I was very skeptical last year, but he looks legit. Definitely first-round talent. Number 9, Miami via Houston. This should have been the Texans' pick. Miami will take Jamar Chase. They need this weapon. Devontae Parker, Preston Williams are hurt a lot, and Tua needs someone to throw to. Carolina picking 10th, Dylan Moses. Most analysts have Dylan Moses further down, but definitely still a first-rounder. I think Panthers need to stick to fundamentals, need to replace Kuechly still at this point, and it's Dylan Moses. He would have been a first-rounder last year, definitely first-rounder this year. Next, at 11, the Lions, Carlos Basham, defensive end, Wake Forest. They need a pass rush. He is the second best defensive end next to Rousseau. 12, the Vikings. I think they will take Zach Wilson, mostly because I think he will be able to sit for a year behind Kirk Cousins, which I think would be the best for him and the team. So Patriots picking 13th, Alex Leatherwood, left tackle. I think the Patriots' biggest needs are left tackle and right tackle. I think Leatherwood would actually play right tackle because I'm going to give them another one in the second round. You have to wait for that. 49ers picking at 14. They will take Jaycee Horn. Their secondary is decimated with injuries. Richard Sherman is older. Have a lot of needs, but mostly it's just injury-based. Some are coming back, but they definitely need another cornerback. Broncos picking 15. Taking their quarterback of the future, because it's not Drew Lock with his 5 turnovers last week. It's Kyle Trask from Florida. He is a pure pocket passer. I think this is the type of quarterback that John Elway wants. 16 overall, the Bears. They're going to take Travis Etienne. Not a lot of running backs going early in this draft, as far as my opinion goes. Etienne really proved himself when Trevor Lawrence went out, and he carried that team with a rookie quarterback and made him look amazing. And the Bears definitely need that on offense. They might take a quarterback in this draft. Might even be in the first round, but I think they should go with Etienne right here. Miami Dolphins picking again at 17. They'll take Wyatt Davis, best guard in the draft, giving Tua his best opportunity. 18 Ravens, Jalen Mayfield, right tackle from Michigan. If they really need a right tackle, they have DJ Fluker playing right tackle right now. I wish I could have given them a center, kind of wanted to give them a center, but their biggest need on the offensive line is right tackle. And there's a lot of tackles in this draft, mostly left tackles, not a lot of right tackles at the first 3 rounds anyway. Philadelphia picking at 19, Creed Humphrey. Replace Jason Kelce. Even if Kelce sticks around another year, let Creed Humphrey play guard. Eagles' offensive line is injured up and down, so having Creed Humphrey to play guard for a year would be fantastic for them. Cardinals picking 20th, Trey Smith, left tackle / left guard from Tennessee. Love him. Wish I could have him on the Giants. He would probably replace Justin Pugh. Worst case scenario, he could play left tackle. Vegas picking 21st, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker from Notre Dame, is playing fantastic. Looks amazing every single week. Could even go higher than 21. 22, Tampa, Liam Eichenberg, left tackle. They're dealing with some injuries on that line right now. Left tackle is probably the weakest. They have Ali Marpet out, but he's coming back at guard. And Eichenberg is playing amazing also at Notre Dame. Colts picking 23rd, Shaun Wade, who I had as the best cornerback in this draft. Falling a tiny bit, but not much. Usually a nickel corner. He moved outside this past week, had a pick 6. Still looks great. Browns picking 24th overall, Deontay Brown to play right guard next to Tristan Wirfs. I am the only person who thinks he's a first-round pick. I had Walter Football have him as a 6th-rounder / undrafted. I don't understand that. Because of that, I almost took him out of the first round, but I'm sticking with him in the first. That offensive line would be amazing with Deontay Brown, Wirfs, Conklin, and Bitonio on the other side. The Jets picking 25th. This is Seattle's pick. The Jets will take Aiden Hutchinson, who everyone says Kwity Paye is amazing and could go top 10. I think Aiden Hutchinson is better. Looks like Khalil Mack. Very disruptive. The Jets definitely need a pass rusher because they're struggling. Packers, 26th overall. They have no choice, but they must give Aaron Rodgers his offensive weapon. Best on the board is Jalen Waddle. A lot of people still have him at top 10. I almost took him out of the second round when I was first doing this, and it all hinges on his injury. If it wasn't for the injury, there's no doubt. But he probably won't be able to run at the combine. Even if he's a shade slower, he's still a first-round pick. But hopefully the injury is not bad. Too bad. Titans picking next. This is where there's a little mini run on wide receivers. I think they have to take Devontae Smith. The Titans declined Corey Davis's fifth year option, and they need a weapon next to A.J. Brown. It's not. They have Khalif Raymond, who was returning kicks for the Giants a few years ago. They need an elite wide receiver to go along with A.J. Brown. The Bills picking 28th. They need a weapon. The best weapon would be Kyle Pitts at tight end. He's unstoppable in the end zone, literally unstoppable thus far. And Josh Allen likes to just kind of sling it to the end zone. That's a match made in heaven. Jacksonville. This is the Rams pick. Goes to Jacksonville, 29th overall. They'll take Kwity Paye. They need a pass rusher. Michigan's pass rush is fantastic, so it's a good replacement for Yannick Ngakoue, because they never got that pass rusher. The Chiefs picking 30th overall. Rondale Moore is going to fall onto their laps. They did this last year with Clyde Edwards. They're just drafting speed, and it makes a lot of sense. Sammy Watkins probably won't be back with the team next year. They might lose Robinson also. So it might be Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Rondale Moore, which is just frightening. And I don't think they could pass on such an opportunity. Saints picking 31st. I think they reach a little bit here, and just to get their quarterback to develop. It's Mac Jones from Alabama. He's looking amazing this year. So, I mean, why not? And they probably can't wait another round to try and draft him. Mac Jones to the Saints. Steelers, who apparently are winning the Super Bowl. Walker Little, left tackle from Stanford. There's a legitimate chance that he's the best left tackle in this draft, even with Penei Sewell there. It's just kind of injuries hindered him. Opted out this year, preparing for the draft like a lot of these guys. So I think he will be amazing at left tackle. And the Steelers have to deal with free agency all over that team. So that's the main reason. Round 2. The Jets start off round 2. I think they'll reach a little bit here, and this will probably be due to the success of Mekhi Becton, where they fundamentals were questionable, but the physical nature of this man is unbelievable. Now you have Daniel Faale from Minnesota, who plays right tackle, could play right guard, and both of those are huge needs for the Jets. He's 6'9", 400 pounds. His strength is unbelievable. You really can't match strength with him. Their only hope maybe is to get around him, so that's maybe why he might kick into guard, which is, again, a big need for the Jets. 34th overall, Jacksonville will take Christian Barmore. He's a run stopper from Alabama. And it's just they're rebuilding that team, and it's fundamental. It's got to stop the run. He's apparently my first defensive tackle off the board. There's a lot of opt-outs, and he's the one who's playing, so I have to give him an edge, and he's playing fantastic for Alabama. Next, 35 overall, the Bengals. I have them take. Speaking of which, I have them taking Jalen Twyman, who is a defensive tackle. He's more of a get after the quarterback, which I love. He did opt out, but he still just kills the quarterback. He will replace Geno Atkins on a team that's again, it's rebuilding, so you need to put pressure on the quarterback. Bengals not quite doing it, so this will be a great pick. 36 overall, Washington. I could see them taking Andre Cisco, who is only dropping out of the first round because he's injured, but I think he will be fine at safety. They have a great front seven, Washington. Almost want to give him a cornerback, but Cisco at safety would be fantastic for them. Chargers picking 37th overall, Paulson Adebo. Also opted out. Otherwise, he might show that he's worth the first round. I think he showed it last year and the year before that. He will replace Desmond King. The Giants picking next. My Giants, 38 overall. I want to give them an amazing weapon to replace Golden Tate, but we need a defensive end. And if Jason Owe from Penn State comes out, a defensive end, if he comes out, we have to take him here. Still a little raw, but he is 6'6", almost 260 pounds, and allegedly runs a 4.33. They're saying if he waits, if he goes back to school, comes out next year, he might be a top 5 pick next year. I have a feeling he might do that, but as of right now, if he comes out, the Giants will take him at defensive end because we don't have a defensive end at all. Atlanta picking 39th overall, Nick Bolton. He went into the season as one of the top-ranked linebackers and was kind of wasn't really showing it. He's been flashing that talent the past few weeks, so he is definitely moving up boards. Nick Bolton, linebacker from Mizzou, on a team that's rebuilding, so definitely let them improve their defense. Next, 40 overall, Miami. This is another pick they got from Houston. A bit of a luxury here. They can take Najee Harris, who's an incredible playmaker. I think there's only 2 running backs worth a 1 or 2 round pick, and it's Etienne and Najee. We improved their O-line in the first round with Wyatt Davis. They can take a chance on Najee. It's not even a chance. He'll make the quarterback look good. He'll make the offense look good because their defense is fantastic. 41 overall, Dallas. They wanted a cornerback first round, allegedly. Everyone's saying that's their biggest need. You can have Israel Mukuamu here with his size at 6 foot 4 inches. He can do things that other cornerbacks cannot, and he'll probably play opposite Trayvon Diggs. That's a good combo. Carolina picking 42 overall. Here you can take Trey Hill, the center from Georgia. They have Matt Paradis, who's old, he probably is going to play next year anyway. Hill can play guard. He played a little bit of guard. Carolina has to play Tampa and the Saints twice a year. Both of those teams have amazing defensive lines, so the Panthers really need to beef up their offensive line interior. Um, and he's a run blocker. Georgia always has amazing running backs. A lot of that is because of Trey Hill the past couple of years. 43 overall, Jacksonville. They got this pick from Minnesota. Here, they can take Elijah Vera-Tucker, right guard from U.S.C. Norwell is hurt. He'll probably come back, but they could use this interior offensive um, protection. And I mean, this pick very well could go to Carolina. They could take Vera-Tucker. Patriots, 44 overall, Sam Cosmi from Texas. I was high on him, then I got a little lower on him just watching them play with the chain blocking. I still don't know how much of it is him, but he is definitely one of the top left tackles in the draft. So in the first round, they took Leatherwood. I think here you have your bookends. Sam Cosmi to the Patriots. As far as them, Patriots taking a quarterback, they're not known for reaching to the first round for quarterbacks. If Belichick is still there, they probably won't. If they bring in someone new, maybe he's in love with the quarterback. But I don't think the Patriots would do that. Very stick to their fundamentals. 45 overall, the 49ers. Jay Tufele from U.S.C. could be the best defensive tackle in the draft. Opted out. The Niners had one of the best front sevens, probably the best front seven in football last year. Had injuries, certainly. If they can get Tufele in the second round, that's amazing for them. 46 overall, Denver Broncos. Alaric Jackson, left tackle, Iowa. He beat out Tristan Wirfs for left tackle, so he is good. I don't know why analysts don't have him higher. Denver needs offensive line help. That Garrett Bowles can go. He's not that good, and I think he's probably at the end of his contract about now. 47 overall, the Lions. Javon Holland plays safety. Lions need a lot of things. Safety could definitely use an upgrade. Holland, it's another opt-out, but he's quite good. Impact maker. 48 overall, the Bears. I want to give them Josh Myers from Ohio. He is the center. Can definitely play guard. You just drafted a running back, ETN. You need to protect the quarterback, whoever that might be. No one knows. Josh Myers, primarily I would put him at safety. If you wanted to play guard for a year, I'm sure that's fine with him. Ravens, 49 overall, Chaz Surratt to replace. You're probably going to replace Matthew Judon. They need a center. I wanted to give them a center. Josh Myers would be great for him. Trey Hill would be amazing for them because they love to run the ball. But if they're missing out on those top centers, you might as well go linebacker. Chaz Surratt is playing with a lot of intensity right now for UNC. They have a big game coming up with Notre Dame. Miami Dolphins get picked 50th overall. Miami has a lot of picks in this draft. They got a lot of work to do. They can have Cade Mays from Tennessee, who is another player I love. I love Tennessee's offensive line. Cade Mays, very versatile, left tackle / left guard. Right now, Miami has Eric Flowers playing left guard. That's not a great situation. Be a big upgrade there. Philadelphia, 51st overall. They need to replace Alshon Jeffrey. They had so many injuries. All their wide receivers got injured. They've been able to do great things with a crew of undrafted free agents at wide receiver. Let's give them a top weapon. Here, I want to give them Seth Williams from Auburn because of his size. A lot of people saying, "Oh my God, Rashad Bateman has to go." Rashad Bateman has not looked great. Not great these past couple weeks. But Seth Williams has. I compare him to Darius Slayton, his teammate at Auburn. It could very well be Rashad Bateman. Could be whatever. Tylan Wallace. It could be any other top wide receiver in that tier. First two rounds. Vegas picking next, 52nd overall. Joe Tryon, outside linebacker. Vegas needs to put pressure on the quarterback. I have them taking a back-to-back outside linebackers. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. They need it. Tryon, very underrated. Washington. 53 overall, the Cardinals. They run a 3-4 defense. That means you need a very dominant nose tackle. That is T.J. Slaton from Florida, who I love. Might be the best defensive lineman in this draft, potentially. They have to put pressure on the quarterback. That's Slayton's game. Tampa picking next, 54th overall. The Rams just passed all over them the other day, this past week. Give them Eric Stokes from Georgia. 55, the Browns. Going to give them Ardarius Washington. I'm pretty sure he's coming out in this draft. Let him play next to Ronnie Harrison. They got that Sendejo, who is Sende old. He's getting older, has to be replaced. The Browns, tough division, but they're looking okay. Colts picking 56th overall. They have to replace that Costanzo at left tackle. He's great, but he almost retired last year. He's probably going to retire. Best left tackle available is probably Christian Darrisaw, Virginia Tech. Packers picking next, 57th overall. The Packers could take Jordan Davis. He is a run stopper. It would be depth for Kenny Clark. He is a big son of a bitch from Georgia. Big, big man. I don't see him getting at the quarterback much, but he's a run stopper. It's still an area where the Packers, I think they're post-traumatic stress syndrome from playing the Niners last year. The Titans will pick next, 58th overall. The Titans can take Paris Ford, safety, Pittsburgh. He opted out. Would have been great to see him play. The Titans could use to replace Kenny Vaccaro. I think they were desperate when they picked up Vaccaro. The Bills picking next, 59th overall. They can have Joseph Osai, linebacker from Texas Longhorns. Pair him up with Tremaine Edmonds. They could do some damage. Seattle picking next, 60th overall. Seattle, I think they can take Marvin Wilson here. Marvin Wilson was supposed to be the best defensive lineman in this draft. He's a huge guy from Florida State. Did not play great this year. Florida State has not played great this year. He just got a little minor injury and decided to opt out, and I think it's the best thing for him because he's just going to concentrate on the draft, get in shape, and don't risk getting hurt like Jalen Waddle or some of these other guys who are throwing millions of dollars away by getting hurt, potentially. 61 overall, the Rams. They can take Quincy Roche to come off the edge next to Aaron Donald. That is a great combination. Very tough to defend that. 62 overall, the Chiefs. They can take Asante Samuel Jr., who I think the world of. Also F.S.U, not playing great. He is playing great. I didn't realize this. I have another F.S.U player coming up to the Saints, 63 overall, Hamza Nasir-Eldin. I think is fantastic. I was high on him coming into the season. He can not replace Malcolm Jenkins, but I mean, Malcolm Jenkins isn't going to last forever. He's a hard hitter like Malcolm Jenkins. And I think it makes a lot of sense. 64 overall to end the second round. The Steelers, I could see them taking from Oregon State, outside linebacker, Hamilcar Rashid. I don't want to say to replace Bud Dupree, but Bud Dupree's status is up in the air. A lot of free agents on that team. So Hamilcar Rashid. Round 3. First pick in the third round, 65 overall, the Jets. Bubba Bolden, Miami Hurricanes, safety. He's not a replacement for Jamal Adams, but he's a difference maker at safety. Plays with a lot of intensity. Bubba Bolden. 66 overall, Jacksonville. Here, I want to give them Brevin Jordan. I'm not doing this on purpose. Also from Miami Hurricanes. Tight end. He was one of the leading yards after catch guys in all of college. He has a little shoulder injury. He's supposed to come back this week, I believe. Miami has a high-powered offense. Love Miami Hurricanes. So Jacksonville was able to get their quarterback. They got a pass rush. They got a run stopper, and now they have an offensive weapon. It's a pretty good 3 rounds for Jacksonville. Bengals will pick next, 67 overall. They're going to need an offensive weapon. Rashad Bateman is still there. Even if he goes earlier, then you have whomever is available. There's a top tier. There's pretty much like 3 or 4 tiers of wide receivers in this draft, and they're all pretty damn good. Yeah, AJ Green probably won't be there. I got some. I think John Ross is still disgruntled, so it'll probably be Tyler Boyd, Big T Higgins, and Rashad Bateman. That's a great receiving core for Joe Burrow. LA Chargers. I want to give them Levi on Owusu-Koramoah, who I was big on a year ago, even the year before that, defensive lineman from Washington. They have Linval Joseph, who I love as a Giants fan, but he's older. The Giants will pick next, 69th overall, giggity. Now they can take their weapon. Tylan Wallace is here, according to my draft. I would love for Tylan Wallace to play on the Giants. Golden Tate will be gone. Really, all we have is Darius Slayton, and Sterling Shepard is still there, but to have an elite wide receiver, that's what we need. So the Giants in their rebuild mode got a cornerback, a pass rusher, and a weapon. Very good. Next, 70 overall, Atlanta. They can take Chuba Hubbard. They don't need him. Gurley has been playing very well, surprisingly. But he is older, which is, it's just running backs don't last long. They're not all Frank Gore. This is a bit of a luxury. This could be a bell cow running back, Chuba Hubbard. 71 overall, the Texans. They don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of early draft picks because they traded them to Miami. Here they can take Patrick Jones II from Pittsburgh. J.J. Watt is always kind of up in the air. Surprised he wasn't traded already. Patrick Jones, defensive end, Pittsburgh, great pass rusher. Dallas picks next, 72nd overall. I love this pick. Micah a lot sooner. Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. He opted out, which is probably good. Don't risk getting hurt. Preparing for the draft. Plays all 5 offensive line positions, which I love. He stood out last year, and everyone has their Chase Young game, and everyone all offensive linemen are compared to, well, how did they do against Chase Young? Did very well last year. And Dallas has injuries up and down the offensive line. He can move all over. So that would be fantastic. 73, Washington. I want to give them Kadarius Toney from Florida, wide receiver. I think he's amazing. That's why I said this is a very deep class of wide receivers. So if you miss out on one, there's probably going to be another one that has equal talent. All they have right now is Terry McLaurin, and he's doing a lot after the catch. He's leading the NFL yards after catch. They don't have anything else. They have Dontrell Inman. They need to add weapons. Toney, if all things were being equal, looks like first-round talent. Carolina picking next, 74th overall. Diamador Lenore from Oregon. Love him, love his name. Cornerback, he's a great cover corner. Carolina needs that. They need a lot of things on defense. To pick him up in the 3rd round, I think it'd be very good. Next, 75 overall. The Patriots had to forfeit this pick. I don't remember why. I don't care, but I'm sure they deserve it. 76 overall, Washington. They got this pick from the 49ers. They can take Tuff Borland, interior linebacker from Ohio State. Great leader. He could probably be captain of this defense soon. They have a great front 7. Washington getting a lot done with their defense. A lot better than their record implies. 77 overall, the Broncos pick. Give them Darian Kendrick, cornerback, Clemson. 78. I kind of wanted to replace Von Miller, but you got to go with the best talent. And there are linebackers actually coming up that are available, so we'll see. But I want to give them Darian Kendrick, cornerback, Clemson. Lions picking next. In this round, I think we're going to see this next tier of wide receivers going. Chris Olave, Ohio State. The Lions, Kenny Golladay is out right now. He's been getting beat up. Marvin Jones is about 30 years old. They need more wide receivers. Kind of want to give them Kadarius Toney because I think he's better. But they'll be good with Chris Olave is actually very impressive for Ohio State. Vikings, 79th overall, Pat Freiermuth. The Vikings are getting no production from tight end, which is odd because coming just a couple seasons ago, that was not the case. So give them Freiermuth, who just got injured, I believe, and I think not serious, and I think he's just going to sit out, wait for the draft, or prepare for the draft. The Bears will pick next, 80 overall. Carmen Jackson, left tackle, Clemson. Reunite him with Travis Etienne, who they're going to take in the first round. Bears, if they're not going to take a quarterback this early, which I don't think they will because the big ones are gone, maybe next round they can go for that next tier of quarterback to take a chance on. Maybe they do something in free agency, but they have to improve their offensive line. Jackson Carman, left tackle from Clemson. Miami picking next, 81st overall, Merlin Robertson from Arizona State University, inside linebacker, is playing fantastic this year. Since Miami had all those picks, let's look at what they did. They took their, an elite wide receiver, best guard in the draft, one of the best running backs in the draft. They got another tackle/guard, and now I think a fantastic linebacker. So Miami in these first 3 rounds can really do a lot. Vikings picking next, 82nd overall. They got this pick from the Ravens. Vikings should probably go cornerback. There's Josh Jobe from Alabama. I think is playing fantastic. Definitely worth a 3rd-round pick for sure. Could go sooner. Philadelphia picking next, 83rd overall. Richard LeCounte from Georgia, safety. I don't know the status of Jalen Mills. He should be coming up on his contract now. They need a lot. They had just, again, killed with injuries. They're kind of rebuilding that team. That's a solid pick. So in this 3rd round, let's see, they've addressed offensive line, wide receiver, and now their defense. That's a good draft for Philly. Cardinals picking next, 84th overall. Love this pick. I love this player, Shaka Toney, defensive end from Penn State. I wouldn't mind if the Giants got him. Cardinals are kind of desperate for a defensive end. They had to trade the Giants for Marcus Golden. Vegas picking next, 85th overall. Give them Tyson Campbell from Georgia. A lot of analysts have him a lot higher. I don't quite have him that high, but at the end of the 3rd round, for a team like Vegas that needs defense, they got 2 linebackers in this draft, 2 outstanding linebackers, and now a cornerback. That's a good draft for the Raiders. 86 overall, Tampa. I want to give them Baron Browning from Ohio State. Is an inside-outside linebacker. Might even play strong safety in the NFL. Great instincts, gets after the quarterback. Tampa could always use that. They have a great front 7. 87 overall, the Colts. Here, I think they take their quarterback. I think it's going to be Jamie Newman. Everyone has to get a look at him because he opted out. Everyone has to get a look at him whenever we can, whenever we are allowed to. I'm sure he'll throw out the combine. But you still have Brock Purdy, Ellinger. Kellen Mond is playing fantastic. I like Shane Buechele from SMU. I love Derek King. Derek King, because of his size, I don't think he'll go to the Colts. He'll go to another type of team that's looking to emulate Cardinals. We'll see about that. 88 overall, the Browns. I think they need an offensive weapon. I think they need a wide receiver. We're still in this really nice tier of wide receivers that are arguably early 2nd round. Odell Beckham, I don't know how long he's going to be there. I think they're going to trade him. I want to give them Terrace Marshall from LSU, 6'4". I think he just opted out actually because did he get a little hurt maybe or something? He's like, forget it, I'm just going to opt out. Njoku is hurt, the Browns tight end. He's that big, kind of 6'4", 6'5" guy. I don't think he's happy there, so they could use a big target. And I think they're just not. They don't seem too interested in Odell Beckham. There's other guys about that size. There's T.J. Vasher. This is a deep class of wide receivers that are available after the 3rd round. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. 89 overall, the Titans. I don't have a lot of running backs early in this draft, but Kylan Hill from Mississippi State I think is fantastic. He would be great for the Titans as a change of pace back. He's a great pass catcher. I kind of wanted to give him someone like Dion Lewis to emulate that success they had with that giant Derrick Henry. Kylan Hill is not a small guy. He's almost 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, great pass catcher, very fast. I'd like to see him play with Derrick Henry. The Bills next, 90 overall, Trayvon Mayrick, safety. It's not necessarily a need. They have Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde, I don't know, he's getting relatively old. He's pushing 30. But just keep it going there. You need depth. 91st overall, the Jets got this pick from Seattle. I love this player from Georgia, Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker. Very fast, gets at the quarterback. The Jets need that. So the Jets, super rebuild mode. Let's see what they got. They got their quarterback. They now have their bookends at tackle. They got a defensive end, a safety, and a linebacker. It's a pretty good draft for a rebuilding Jets. 92nd overall, the Packers. They need a defensive end badly. At this point, you have Chris Rumph, the second from Duke. Is fantastic. He's got about 8 sacks this season so far. I think he's playing fantastic. Chris Rumph. The Rams, 93rd overall. I don't know if they're going to re-sign Leonard Floyd as a free agent. They only signed him to a 1-year deal. Best outside linebacker available would be Jabril Cox from LSU. 94th overall, the Chiefs. This could be a fantastic pick, fantastic player who opted out. Tyler Shelvin, defensive lineman from LSU, opted out. The Chiefs run a 4-3. They ran a 4-3 defense at LSU. You need a lot of defensive linemen. So he's not taking Chris Jones' job, but with 4-3 defense helps to have depth on the line. He could be an amazing player. It's just I think because he opted out, he's not being talked about right now. 95 overall, the Browns. They got this pick from the Saints. Give them Patty Fisher, Northwestern. This is a punishing linebacker. You don't want to get hit by this guy. There was talk about him going in the first round a couple years ago, but he's not playing for Northwestern. What do you want? Patty Fisher, he's still hitting hard every week. Last pick in the 3rd round, Steelers. Give them Landon Dickerson, the center from Alabama. He could go higher. They're probably going to have to replace Pouncey at center. The Steelers want to keep that momentum going. Again, dealing with free agency after this year, even though the whole team looks amazing except Ben, who does not look amazing. He looks okay. They could go quarterback after this round, but we will see. Still lots of players available. But I'll probably do another mock before the playoffs. See you then.